What's up, D&D fans? So it's time to talk about issue number 40 of Dungeons & Dragons Adventure Magazine, and I've got some pro tips. One of the things we talk about in issue number 40 is about keeping combat exciting, and I can probably say a few words on this as I've got a podcast with like 250 odd episodes recorded so far, and they do a lot of fighting and it takes a long time, but everyone seems to enjoy it. So here's some pro tips from me, and then we're going to dive into the magazine and find out all about it. So pro tip number 1, well, just keep it fast paced. Don't worry too much about the rules unless being a stickler for the rules is your favourite thing in the world, in which case do. I mean, I'm not your mum, do what you like. But on the whole, flicking through a rule book and trying to find the rules mid-combat just slows everything down and people lose interest. So if you're going to look something up, maybe do it between turns. Just a pro tip. Anyway, tip number 2, I would genuinely make sure that you mix it up. Don't always make them fight the same kind of monster. It's not always got to be goblins. Seriously, there's so many books of other things they could fight. Just pick something at random. Roll a dice. Tip number 3 is, well, vary the difficulty, because sometimes players might lose their minds a little bit about constantly slogging through monsters that nearly end them, or conversely, just constantly getting a sort of god complex as they plough meaninglessly through crowds and hordes of low-level things. It does happen, doesn't it, Cameraman Paul? Yeah, exactly. Don't ask him about goblins or werewolves. That's all I'm going to say. Number 4, just make sure everyone's having a good time. Really do. Like, don't just plough into things and make it the same every single time and be like, oh yeah, let's keep doing this. The players might not enjoy it. Maybe they don't want to do combat. Maybe they want puzzles. Who knows? Now, number 5 is, well, it's kind of a dual point, is that basically know what your enemy wants to do. Like, get a vibe for your bad guy, or your bad girl, or your bad demon, or cow, horse, goblin, orc, bad D. Yeah. Sometimes they might want to slow you down. Sometimes they might want to distract you. Sometimes they might want to capture you. Sometimes they might just inconvenience you and run away. Who knows? Maybe the goal of dealing with this baddie is that you run away, or that you capture them. Or not everything is mindless violence. Even when you get into a fight, sometimes the solution can be resolved. Sometimes you can come up against a 3-headed dragon and one of your characters can speak Draconic to it and roll incredibly well in their persuasion check and convince it just to leave. So, quite apart from the top tips about keeping combat engaging, you've got all sorts of tips and insights onto transformation and playing your character as it changes shape and the sorts of shape-changing creatures. And the reason for that is that we're going to talk about monks and combat feats and other sorts of feats. So it's about a shape-changing class, along with all the things you can add to your shape-changing class, and the skills and the benefits, and the way that you can change shape. I said shape-changing a lot, but that's what's in it. It's true. You can learn all about it, and I recommend it, because wild shape is one of the most fun things, especially now that you can be an owlbear. It's true. Stop arguing. It's canon now. It's in the movie and everything. Stop it. Anyway, there's a dwarf thing at the end. Look, it's part of our adventure at the end. We're back with the dwarves. We're going into the king's favour, and there's, because, you know, dwarves, like they're mining in the metal, and you're going to do all sorts of metal things. But you also get to a monster I didn't know about. It's the Iron Cobra. Anyway, because it's an issue of Dungeons & Dragons Adventure Magazine, we also get some dice. Look at the dices. They have shields in, and they're purple, and they're beautiful, and they're mine. A massive thank you to Hachette Partworks for sending issue number 40 of Dungeons & Dragons Adventure Magazine.